A few weeks ago, everybody on Twitter was talking terribly about Marc-André Ter Stegen. But with another day comes redirected hate from Barcelona fans to another player, now Ferran Torres. 2.5 years ago, Ferran became the first official money transfer under Xavi Hernandez at Barcelona for around 55 million euros. At that price and time, he was expected to be a marquee signing. Ferran had shown a few moments of brilliance at Manchester City under Pep Guardiola, but he was far from a starter and didn't have the consistency probably worthy of a 55 million euro transfer. But why does all of that matter now? Because I think that transfer fee, along with his wages and where he came from, created some unrealistic expectations for a young player and how he would perform at Barcelona. And all of that is rolling over to today. You're going to expect more from a guy that you pay more for, especially one that was spoken so highly of by Guardiola, Barcelona's legend. But that was nearly 3 years ago, and at 24 years old, he's still unproven at Barcelona. His spot in the team is uncertain to many fans, which is one of the main reasons there's so much criticism around him. All of that Ter Stegen hate a few weeks ago always felt a bit unfair. You can always blame the goalkeeper for things, but that doesn't necessarily mean replacing the goalkeeper will solve all your problems or that the goalkeeper is the one holding you back, especially in Barcelona's case. But with Ferran Torres, it's a bit different. All of this drama or disdain makes more sense to me, mostly because he doesn't seem to fit anywhere on the pitch. He's not a touchline winger, not a withdrawn number 10, or even an out-and-out striker. He's some hybrid of all of that, which sometimes looks good but not good enough consistently to justify how much they paid for him and his wages. Overall, Ferran makes over 1 million euros per year, placing him 6th in the team for yearly wages. That's a lot of money for a player who has been mostly a bench warmer or super sub and remains uncertain with the coach, the fans, and probably the players as well. While it's not the worst number, especially considering that Ansu Fati earns 14 million euros a year, it is concerning that he's always just a little bit off. His positioning is good, he makes fantastic runs at times and links up well, but there's always something off about his play. Sometimes it's his finishing, his first touch, or his link-up play. Something is always off. So far this season, it's been the same story. He is not a complete player right now, and that irritates fans, especially when guys like Raphinha and Lamine Yamal are playing much better. Pau Victor is looking incredibly promising. I think Xavi likes Ferran, and I understand why. There was a time on this channel when I praised him for those runs and what he could become, but those runs are not translating into anything substantial now. Because he keeps playing, he's robbing those other guys who are performing well of minutes. He isn't just not scoring, he's also not really creating anything either. That lack of consistency in goal contributions makes the team worse when he plays. In my opinion, whenever Ferran Torres has been substituted in Barcelona's first 2 matches, the squad's offensive ability has improved. Usually, Raphinha shifts to the left and a midfielder like Pedri or Fermin Lopez comes in to support the runs on the left. The rest of the team seems to connect and convert more often when Ferran isn't on the pitch, which is curious considering Ferran is Spanish and has been with the team for a while. Yet Raphinha and Lamine Yamal seem to link up better. Pedri and Fermin link up better, and even Lewandowski has been playing better football recently and linking up well. So, with all the good things happening in Barcelona's attacking third, I don't understand why Ferran Torres isn't playing well. It makes me feel like all the hate is justified. Even though I've defended Ferran a lot over the past season, maybe because I play like him, he has exciting aspects to his game that make him intriguing. Honestly, I think he's close to being a pretty good player. But the fact is, he's not. He gets into good positions often, but is frequently offside. He makes intelligent passes, but often misses the mark. He's not a great player right now, even if I think he's close to being one. He's simply not good at the moment. Unlike Marc-André Ter Stegen, the stats behind Ferran Torres support the criticism. Ferran has played in 115 matches, scored 25 goals, and assisted 13 times for FC Barcelona. That's okay, but not great, given his wages and the transfer fee. The worst part is, he hasn't scored for Barcelona in a real match since his hat-trick against Real Betis on January 21st. It's been 8 months since Ferran Torres scored or assisted for this team in a game that mattered. That's terrible. He was going through a good run of form, talking about being confident and calling himself the Shark, but after his injury and 2-month absence, we haven't seen the same player since. The final moments where Ferran needs quality, he just doesn't have it right now. He hasn't had it at the beginning of this season. 8 months without scoring or assisting is really bad for a player who plays as a striker, withdrawn centre forward, or winger. That happens for a lot of players. They struggle with form and then recover. Fans fluctuate in their support depending on form. But Ferran Torres is not Lionel Messi. When Ferran refused a transfer this summer, he created another problem for himself. Historically, that has never gone well for a player at a club when they don't hit the ground running the next season. Ferran Torres hasn't been performing well enough for Barcelona, and the criticism he's facing is justified. Fans care about their club more than individual players, especially when that player is just Ferran Torres.